going on, Jerome's? The much anticipated franchise tag window has opened and is closed. Grand opening, grand closing, and there ended up only 2 players officially with the franchise tag. Kansas City Chiefs, All-Pro, Pro Bowl guard Trey Smith, $23.4 million. They're trying to work out a long-term deal, and kind of stinks because Smith would have been phenomenal as a free agent pickup, but it is what it is. At least he's not a Bear. Also, Tee Higgins of the Bengals. So he got tagged for the second time. All right. So, and the franchise tag, if you get tagged twice, you get a 20% raise of what the value of the tag is that year or the previous year, whatever one is more. So the Bengals, I don't know what they're doing. All right. So they got Joe Burrow on a premium contract. They want to pay Jamar Chase. They want to pay Tee Higgins or maybe a tag and trade situation. Don't know. It's almost like they don't have a defense. It's almost like that came to bear last year. Burrow and Chase and Higgins had to score like 50 points a game just to be viable and still miss the playoffs. It's funny, man. But those 2 are the only 2 that officially got the tag. Odighizuwa from the Cowboys. Now, he was going to get the tag, except then they worked out a long-term deal. 4 years, $80 million with $58 million guaranteed. It's about what the market estimates brought to bear. Osa, the pride of UCLA. I wanted him bad. Dude can get his own pass rush and get after things. High energy player, but it is what it is. Also, the 4-year, $80 million deal should be the benchmark for what Milton Williams may command in free agency. Something to keep an eye on. Also, a couple players who didn't get the tag. Jevon Holland of the Dolphins. Now, speculated that he potentially could have got it, but $18.6 million for the franchise tag no go, and the Dolphins likely looking for safety help in the draft. Nick Emenwari, I think, would be phenomenal for them in the teens in the first round, but we'll see. And of course, for the Vikings, no franchise tag for slinging Sammy Darnold, aka America's quarterback. $40.24 million would have been the franchise tag, and we've analyzed this thing to death. And does it mean that the Vikings are done with Darnold? Probably. Even though, yes, the media speculation right now, it's so weird. Like, the insiders are generally in lockstep when it comes to stuff like this. It's almost like the information is passed out to all of the insiders at the same time on the same email from agents. It's weird, but as you said, it is peak BS season, and there's talk that the Vikings could have got a tag and trade done. That was from Rap Sheet, but obviously the market wasn't there. And now Rap Sheet's like, the Vikings will officially not be tagging Sam Darnold, but the 2 parties will come together to work towards a deal that is best for both sides. So that's going to be the talking point for the full week. And our guy Will Rag at Sports Illustrated pointed this out. 1 year ago, the Vikings hope to re-sign Kirk Cousins, but will face competition. So I think this is just, I don't know, like, honestly, if it's from Darnold's agent, just putting it out there just to muddy the waters a little bit, I think it's understandable. Also, maybe it's coming from the Vikings camp, just trying to do a solid for Sam Darnold, trying to build up some sort of market for him. So then, hey, the Vikings may bring back Sam Darnold, and that means other teams like, hey, we should probably prioritize Sam Darnold if we want him, because he just isn't going to be there. But I don't know. Like, I highly doubt that Darnold is going to be back with the Vikings unless it's something insanely cheap, and it's got to be something where it doesn't make sense for Darnold to sign a cheap multi-year deal. It just doesn't. Why would you cede control to the team, especially if Darnold ends up winning the job and or playing again in 2025, playing well? Why would you just give up control on the cheap? And usually, if it's say it's a 3-year deal, there's only going to be 1-year guarantees. It doesn't make any sense at all. So that's why it just smells like BS all up in here. I know it ain't me, because I smell like Dracarnor. Right. But I don't know, like, obviously I think it's J.J. McCarthy's team. What does this mean for Darnold? Well, since the Vikings weren't able to work out a tag and trade before the window closed, does it mean that the market for Darnold might be a little bit more tepid than people thought? Like, the estimates of him getting $40 million per year might have been a little bit more rosy than you think. Don't know. Like, it easily is a spot where all the other teams that could be in the derby for Darnold, whether it's the Raiders, the Steelers, the Titans, the Colts, etc., they might all go a different direction, and maybe Darnold ends up not starting next year, which is weird, right? But I think it says a lot, that a quarterback who won 14 games, 4,300 passing yards, 35 touchdowns, 100-plus quarterback rating is not – you don't have teams just like trying to knock down the door like The Shining to go get them. So we'll see. It's something that's going to be interesting over this next week. Again, I highly doubt that he's back with the Vikings, but I guess never say never. Although, I don't know. Anyways, your thoughts are thoughts. Franchise tag window closed. Only 2 players got the tag. Trey Smith, Tee Higgins. Let us know your thoughts, our thoughts, comment section. You guys are the best. You know what to do. Skull production value.